And then for Dalton Knecht, also have a report on him. Per Chris Mannix, the Lakers will quote-unquote use the assets that they put in the deal for Mark Williams, specifically Dalton Knecht and the first-round draft pick. They'll try to put those pieces back together and acquire someone.
When they had the no-brainer trade for Luka, when all the pieces settled, just like, okay, which is why they reached out for Mark Williams, didn't get it. Mm-hmm. What do the Lakers do from here? What happens now?
I don't think they'll reconstitute the Mark Williams deal, but they will use the assets that they were going to put in that deal, specifically Dalton Knecht and the first-round pick that they have to trade. You saw Dalton Knecht fall out of the rotation. I think they'll try to put those pieces back together and acquire somebody. The question is, like, who better than Mark Williams is going to be available? And you survey the landscape, it's not a great trade landscape for players. I mean, you're not going to go get Derek Lively out of Dallas or Gafford out of Dallas. They're still trying to win something in the Western Conference. But there's no question that priority number one for Rob Pelinka has to be finding that kind of pogo stick of a center that has been proven to thrive opposite Luka Doncic.
So with that in mind here, what are the Lakers' options and what are their plans with them? Should they be to trade them? Should they be to keep them? What can they value them at and what can they hope to get for them? Or are they even looking at the right direction here, per reports anyway? We'll talk about that and try to break it all down here. They seem to be more inclined to trade him, especially compared to Austin Reeves, and more inclined to trade him rather than keep him. Whether you're talking about the Chris Mannix report or simply looking at their trade history with him, they literally did trade him, even though that trade fell apart, so maybe they might be inclined to trade him again. And well, I'm not entirely opposed to that, but I don't want them to treat him as a throw-in chip, aka simply making a trade with his contract and then throwing in their first-round draft pick to make the actual trade work and revolve it more around that rather than Dalton Knecht. I think that would be taking the wrong route with him. I mean, many fans seem to be treating him that way, whether it's via the trade machine or simply trade ideas. I've seen a bunch of trades that simply are not worth it with him in my opinion. Simply throwing him into any and every trade to make the trade work financially, kind of revolving the trades more around their first-round draft pick rather than Dalton Knecht, which I don't think is the right route to take with him. Now, I'm not saying he's the best rookie or rather former rookie in the NBA, but he definitely does have potential and could end up being a pretty good player that they might end up trading for a value that would not be worth it in my opinion. Again, not entirely opposed to trading him, but it should not be a trade that's not worth it for him. Even looking back in the Mark Williams trade, for example, I'm not sure that was worth it for him and they kind of did treat him as a throw-in chip. I mean, trading not only him, but then a first-round draft pick, 2 more future first-round draft pick swaps, and kind of just using his salary to make the trade work, I'm not sure that was the right way to go about it, especially for a guy that they ended up not making a trade for and finding a bunch of issues with. So hopefully they learn from that. If they eventually try to trade him again or include him in a trade, it should not simply be for salary filler. Rather, find a team that actually values him through a trade, might even be willing to make him the centerpiece of a trade and give him more than what they previously got for him. Don't simply make him the throw-in chip, don't trade him for a trade that's not worth it, and get rid of a talented young player that could potentially be a good fit for their long-term future and with Luka Doncic, which has been shown from their limited, albeit impressive 2-man game numbers on the court last season. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one, and if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and hit that notification bell to never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.